I'm a pure garifuna. Whatever it is, if it's about garifuna, I want to be there. If I can, I could be everywhere where garifuna is. A small community that calls garifuna that being in earth for more than 200 years. And they still have the culture, the dancing, the language. We haven't lost it. And if they want to know more, we here in the Bronx, Manhattan, or Lower New York, and we have our arms open to let them know more about us. I came to this country when I was 18. That was 14th of August, 1992. When my mom said that I dance ever, but the memory that I have, I was around 7. And after that, it's history. My son is another book. Let's say not interest that much. But my daughter, yes. My daughter, she wants to know everything about garifuna. But if I don't do it, if I forget about where I come from, she won't know anything about it. I don't want that to happen. We always try to be united, to be in one. More those who love our culture, us who love to show what we have, we try to be strong together. So when we speak Garifuna, we don't see Guatemala, we don't see Honduras, we don't see Belize, we just see Garifuna, Garinagu. Garinagu is the plural of Garifuna. When you out, it's like you want to get more. It's when you say, oh my God, I miss my country, I want more of it, I don't want to forget about it, and you engage a little bit more, or a lot more, let's say it that way, because you fought. You don't have it in your hand. You don't have everything around you. You have to go and look for it. And when you go look for it, you're gonna find a lot more than when you have it around you. There is a lot of my co-dancers, they don't speak a bit Garifuna, but when they sing, you will tell that they pro in Garifuna. Cry together, we fight together, we fight a lot, don't worry. But then we back sharing, even though I'm mad with one, I will give my things to her. It's like family, you know, what family do not fight? That's not family. Parranda is a dance like how do you express yourself in your community. Example, if you have somebody that you don't get along with, let's say Olga, there is a lady over there who is messing with my husband or with my kid's father. Instead of go and telling her something, I will sing. And believe me, she will know that I'm singing about her. So it's like release. It's like releasing what you're feeling about everything, every emotion, sadness, happiness, every emotion. If you're happy because your friend's coming home, you can sing. From that, a song can come. So that's parranda. The movement of your hips, okay, is not your backside, no, it's your hips, side to side. And your feet have to be flat down doing this movement. Okay, your feet have to be like this, flat. But when I'm there, it's like I'm somebody else. It's like I always say that it might be somebody else living in me when I'm dancing. When I see videos of a dance that we did with yes, I did that, or that happened, it's weird. But that's always, I always think that when I'm dancing, it's like somebody else is there. I'm there, I'm enjoying it, I'm not thinking nothing else, and it's just the start that I'm like shaking. But when everything begins, Olga Nunez fly. Fly.
It's basically preserving my heritage, preserving my culture, preserving who I am, as well as who my mother is, my grandparents, and my great-grandparents. Is there a connection? Has that connection disintegrated since being in the United States? With many of my peers, I feel like there is a gap, and it's something that we're slowly losing. So for me, being a part of this group and preserving my culture and practicing and learning the language and dancing is something that I value greatly, and it's something that I feel like I don't want to lose because it's such a unique culture. And when I tell people, when people see my flag in my car, the first thing they do say is, "What is that?" And it's a joy to explain to them, well, the Garifuna people migrated from St. Vincent, and they're just like, oh, we've seen you in the newspaper. Oh, you guys dance with drums, and you can hear the similarities in the culture from West Africa to the Arawaks to the Afro-Caribbeans. And then when I explain to them where we're located throughout Central America, it's like amazing, and it's something that I enjoy, and I light up because it's like I'm teaching somebody something that they never knew or never heard of or knew little about. So that's pretty much what being Garifuna is for.
Being Garifuna to me, it means a lot. It means that I have a sense of identity, that I represent, that I belong somewhere. Being Garifuna is much more to me than just dance, because that's what I do. But dancing is what kind of drove me back into my culture. I used to be part of a Latin dance company, a Puerto Rican to be specific, and we used to dance like a lot of salsa and all these other different genres that are Latin infused. And I recall one time we had a performance, and we was gonna perform for a Puerto Rican festival, and there was a specific song that spoke about how proud Puerto Ricans are about being Puerto Ricans, and I found myself performing there, and I'm the type of person that when I perform, I like to give my all. So in one of the performances that we had that same day, I found myself shouting out how proud I was to be, Puerto Rican, and because that's what the song talked about. And I was like, but wait, this is not me. This is not where I belong. And that's kind of like what drew me back, to my culture, and to come back and look back at myself. And I was like, what are you doing? You're dancing and you're here representing a different culture, but this is not you. So to me, it means that I belong, that I have a sense of identity, that I don't have to pretend or appropriate somebody else's culture. I can do me, and I can show the world that this is who I am, this is where I belong, this is what we are, and let the world know that we're here. So being Garifuna to me is much more deeper than what you see in dances, because I love to dance, and that's one of my passions, but it's definitely a deep connection. Being raised in Honduras and being raised in a community that's predominantly Garifuna, it was big. It had an impact on me, and thanks God I got to experience that. So that kind of here is where you need it the most, because here it's a big country, and it's infused with many races, and it's good to know that you actually belong somewhere and that you don't have to be part of the mix. Of course, we have to keep making sure it stays alive. It's important. It's important to our well-being.